Hey guys, my name's Brady Pickett. I volunteered in La Ceiba, Honduras with the La Ceiba program from May 6th through May 14th, 2017. Um, a little about the program. The coordinator is Raphael. He was great the entire time. He was easy to communicate with. He's bilingual, so if you don't know Spanish, that helps out. I didn't know Spanish, so it helped me a lot. He also introduces you to everyone at the clinics. I actually stayed with him, so he's my transportation back and forth throughout my stay. But he introduces you to everyone at the clinics or the hospitals that you go, and he stays until you're comfortable with him leaving, which it doesn't take long. The people are quite nice. But Raphael was great. So, most surprising thing I experienced at the program was being able to scrub in. I came here to volunteer. I didn't know I was going to be able to scrub in on surgeries at one of the hospitals. So I got to do that like 3 days out of the 7 or 8 that I was here. So it was quite interesting to be able to do that. But most surprising thing at the accommodation is the food. The food was the best. It's going to be tough going back to the U.S. and eating the same old food. I really enjoyed the food here. It's delicious. But most surprising thing about the country is the people. In my experiences, people from the U.S. Just hear about Honduras and just automatically think it's a rough place, it's a bad place, but literally everyone here was super nice to me and would go out of their way to please you or make you happy. So it was quite a surprise to me, differently than what I expected anyway. But it was nice. The people are great here. Most difficult thing I experienced at the program was at one of the public hospitals. It's very crowded, has no air conditioning. The doctors have to work in this every day, and it's hard to explain until you actually see it. But the difficult part about it was not actually working in the heat or whatever. It was just seeing that they have to. It was on an emotional level, seeing that they have to work through this every single day and without complaint. So that was difficult in my opinion. Difficult experience in the country is, for me, it was the language barrier. Like I said before, Raphael and many other people here are bilingual, so it wasn't too hard, but you still like to know what's going on without someone having to go out of their way and explain to you. But it wasn't a problem. It was just that was a little difficult for me. But tips on clothing: pack a lot of scrubs. You're going to be wearing them every day, and if you you actually be changing into new scrubs if you go to scrub in at for the surgeries, because they use a very nice sterile technique on changing scrubs. You can't wear the same scrubs that you wore earlier in the day as you do in the surgeries. Another tip is donations. Bring something to donate, whether it be money to give to Raphael and he can go purchase something and purchase what the hospital needs, or bring, if you have extra scrubs or extra supplies, bring that with you as well and donate that. That's part of the program. Just bring something and donate. It's definitely going to be put to good use. But a tip about the weather. The weather's very warm here. You're going to be, you want to pack light, of course, pack light clothing, and pack a lot, because you're going to be changing. You're going to get kind of sweaty throughout the day, especially on your days off when you're traveling around the city or around the region, and you're going to get sweaty and you're going to want to change clothes. And Actually, there's a nice place you can go swim, so be sure to pack something to swim with. And also, bring a towel. Bring your own towel. That's definitely a big one. If you're gonna go to the beach, you're gonna be able to swim. And I don't want to ruin it for you, but you're gonna be able to swim in quite a beautiful place up the mountain. But also bring bug spray. I was kind of used to this from the U.S. because I'm from North Carolina. It's very humid there, but you definitely want to bring bug spray. There's quite a bit of mosquitoes. But also expect the sun to rise very early. Where I'm from, the sun rises at about 6:30 a.m. But here it comes up about 4:30 a.m. So that was definitely a surprise for me. So just expect that when you do come. Lastly, come with an open mind and be willing to experience the culture. It's definitely not as fast-paced here as it is in America, and you may be used to it where you're from, but it's definitely the Hondurans. They take it easy. They enjoy life, so expect that when you come. Personally, I really enjoyed my time here in La Ceiba. I had a blast. I was only here for 8 days. I wish I could have stayed longer. But I don't know. I'll definitely be back next year. But the one thing for me is that I was kind of I came here with a weird expectation. I expected the people here, or I expected to come here and volunteer, and I didn't expect the people here to be as advanced as the doctors here to be as advanced as doctors in the U.S. because I was kind of jaded. Oh, the U.S. has the best healthcare in the world. However, that was quite a newsflash when I got here. The clinics do need your help because your help is needed in the clinics because it's so busy, and you can be another helping hand and jump right in and help with things. But the doctors here also went to medical school for 8 years. They're super smart. I came here expecting just to volunteer, and I came in as an EMT, so I thought I knew a lot about healthcare, or a bit about healthcare, but I learned so much from these doctors and the surgeons. It's unreal. They do the same things that the American doctors do with half the equipment or half the technology. It was really impressive to watch them just converse with each other and come up with plans to get things done. It was quite an experience. Definitely an eye-opener for me. But the accommodation here, I stayed with Raphael. It's super secure. He has a gated, his house is gated, so it's really secure here. The meals are absolutely delicious. As I said before, I can't get over the meals. I really don't want to leave. But the one thing you can expect is to have a cold shower and no AC. So what else do you expect? You're here to volunteer. You're not here for you. So it's quite well. You get over it fast. But my favorite memory about the program was learning to start IV lines. I walked into the clinic or to the hospital, and the doctor said, "Oh, you're an EMT. Can you start an IV?" And I was like, "I'm just an EMT basic. I don't. I have started an IV before, but just on like test dummies or whatever. It's not something I do every day." And they said, "Oh, well, you'll learn today." So quite a few people walked in needing IVs, and he walked me through the entire step. And by the end, I was starting IVs on my own. It was definitely fun. But favorite memory about the country was the tour on my first day. My very first day. Well, I got here late on the first day, so it was the second day. I went on a tour for the country, and just the cultures. There's a lot of different cultures here in a short distance through La Ceiba. You don't really think about that. You just think of them as Hondurans, but you come here and there's different subgroups or subcultures, and it was interesting to visit those different places, and the people are so accepting. They're willing to teach you about their culture, and it's just it was very interesting to get out and see those different cultures. But communication with a broader view, support prior to actually arriving here was outstanding. I had quite an experience getting here. For actually every single one of my flights was delayed, and I ended up missing another flight from San Pedro Sula to La Ceiba. But I was constantly calling them on the phone, the emergency line, and texting them, and my parents were actually texting them too, because I traveled alone. But they were great. They would take my message and relay that message to Rafael, so we were on the same page when I did arrive, and he was waiting on me when I got here. So it was they handled my situation very well. Also, the website information. The website information is great. Everything on there is completely true, and it's a lot of what I just said. But you're not gonna get a grasp of what you're going to experience until you actually get here. It's just, you can learn what you need to know to get by on the website, but when you get here, it's just a complete eye opener, and it's a blast.